I'm Liyana Hassanel, and this is Nightline. The top stories. U.S. and Israeli missiles blast Iranian schools as the regional firestorm reaches a deadly new peak. And Malaysian sanctioned football stars cleared for training as CAS slashes bans to official matches only. The headlining story. Conflict across West Asia entered its sixth day as the death toll in Iran rose to 1,230 as of Thursday. Two Iranian schools became the latest targets as missiles fired by the United States and Israel struck the town of Parand. Several nearby residential units also sustained damage in the attack. Israel's military said it had carried out further attacks on Iran, including a strike on a ballistic missile launcher in the city of Qom. Explosions were also reported across the capital Tehran on Thursday morning. So far, no details on the casualties have been released. Iranian Foreign Ministry spokesman Ismail Baghei said the U.S. and Israel had intentionally hit civilian areas during the war. He stressed that the people of Iran were being brutally slaughtered as the aggressors deliberately targeted civilian areas and any location believed to inflict the maximum possible loss of life. Earlier, Iran's military said it had targeted the headquarters of Iranian Kurdish forces in northern Iraq. In a statement quoted by Iranian state media, the military said it attacked Kurdish groups opposed to the revolution in Iraqi Kurdistan with 3 missiles, killing 1 and injuring 3 others. Tehran is intensifying its attacks on Iranian Kurdish groups in Iraq amid speculation that U.S. President Donald Trump wants them to join the fight against Iran as U.S. and Israeli strikes continue. In the meantime, Iran has continued to respond by launching attacks on Israel and U.S. allied states in the Gulf, which have extended to non-military targets, including civilian sites and energy facilities. Authorities in Qatar on Thursday issued an emergency alert warning residents that the security threat level had been raised to elevated. The alert was sent out after multiple explosions were heard above Doha earlier, amid reports of aerial interceptions in the area. Officials have urged residents to remain alert and follow updates from authorities as the explosions continue. In the UAE, the Defense Ministry said 1 missile and 6 drones had fallen within the country's borders. It added that 6 people had been injured by falling debris from drones intercepted by air defense systems over Abu Dhabi. Meanwhile, the Israel Defense Forces said it had identified missiles fired by Iran towards Israel and was working to intercept them. Meanwhile, some flights have resumed in the Middle East following days of disruptions. A flight chartered by the UK government to bring Britons back from Oman was expected to depart on Thursday, while Australia, Germany, Spain and other European countries have successfully landed repatriation flights from the Middle East. In the UAE, Emirates and Etihad Airways are operating a limited number of services, and Qatar Airways announced that it will operate relief flights from Muscat, Oman, to several European cities on Thursday, including London, Berlin, Copenhagen, Madrid, Rome and Amsterdam. However, the airline said its main operations out of Doha remain temporarily suspended due to the closure of Qatari airspace. Now, the first group of Malaysian Umrah pilgrims previously stranded in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, has returned home safely. The group of over 100 individuals arrived at Kuala Lumpur International Airport, Terminal 1 on Thursday. They were originally scheduled to return on February 28th, but their flights were cancelled due to airspace closures. Despite being stranded, the pilgrims said they were kept informed of the latest developments and provided with accommodation and necessary assistance. In Washington, U.S. Senate Republicans backed President Donald Trump's military campaign against Iran on Wednesday, voting to block a bipartisan resolution aiming to stop the air war and require that any hostilities against Iran be authorized by Congress.
The yeas are 47, the nays are 53. The motion to discharge is not approved.
The Senate voted 53 to 47 not to advance the resolution, largely along party lines, with all but one Republican voting against the procedural motion and all but one Democrat supporting it. The latest effort by Democrats and a few Republicans to rein in Trump's repeated foreign troop deployments, the War Powers Resolution was described by sponsors as a bid to take back Congress's responsibility to declare war, as spelled out in the U.S. Constitution. Opponents rejected this, insisting that Trump's action was legal and within his right as Commander-in-Chief to protect the U.S. by ordering limited strikes. The House was expected to vote on a similar Iran War Powers resolution on Thursday. Even if a resolution were to pass both the Senate and House, it would not go into effect unless it could garner two-thirds majorities in both chambers to survive an expected Trump veto. The ongoing bloody battles in West Asia, which continue to claim many lives, have caused concern for Malaysia. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim said what is happening now shows that the Muslim world still lacks sufficient strength to speak out firmly on issues involving the interests of the Ummah. Speaking in Kuala Lumpur, Anwar emphasized that the situation should serve as a reminder to the Muslim world of the importance of strengthening unity and being brave enough to make a stand.
Tentunya menggusarkan kita dan menunjukkan kelemahan yang ketara dunia Islam ini. Untuk menyuarakan pandangan pun tak ada upaya. Bukan untuk lawan, untuk suarakan boleh dikira dengan jari.
The Prime Minister also expressed sadness that the death of Iran's supreme leader, the late Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, who was killed by Israel, did not invite any reaction from Gulf nations. At the same time, he reminded the global community not to forget the atrocities of the Zionist regime that have led to the suffering of the people in Gaza and Palestine.
Hari-hari kita lihat, saksikan pembantaian yang dimulakan oleh Israel dan Amerika. Tidak ada upaya. Dan lebih menjadikan ialah kerana kita agak lupa tentang derita rakan-rakan kita di Gaza dan Palestin.
Anwar also invited the Muslim community to take heed of current developments by strengthening unity among themselves. Domestic food supplies, particularly rice, remain largely unaffected despite the ongoing war in West Asia. Agriculture and Food Security Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Sabu explained that the majority of the country's primary food sources do not depend on the countries currently involved in the regional conflict.
Negara-negara itu tidak banyak sebenarnya terlibat dengan hal makanan di Malaysia ini. Yang banyak terlibat hal kita import hal makanan ini ialah India, Pakistan, ASEAN, Australia, New Zealand, Brazil, Argentina di sebelah sini. Di sebelah sana tu banyak kita terlibat dalam pengeksportan ke terutama sekali di Dubai dan negeri sebelah situ. Di segi pertanian buat setakat ini kita belum terjejas apa-apa hal keterjaminan makanan ini.
However, Muhammad did not rule out a potential ripple effect if the conflict persists, particularly if it leads to a spike in global oil prices or impacts the logistics of fertilizer supplies. He also revealed that the country's physical rice stock is currently stable, with sufficient reserves to last for 7 months. Earlier, Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim arrived at Wisma Tani at 11:45 a.m. to attend a meeting with the ministry's top management and heads of departments. He then joined the ministry staff to perform the Zohar prayer in congregation. Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim announced on Thursday that the federal government has agreed to raise federal allocations to state governments, projected to reach 10.5 billion ringgit this year. Anwar said this in a social media post after chairing the 2026 National Finance Council meeting with Menteri Besar and Chief Ministers the same day. The Prime Minister said the federal government remains committed to treating all states fairly so the nation can move forward together in building a more prosperous, sustainable and inclusive Malaysia. In conjunction with Visit Malaysia 2026, he said the federal government will channel 100% of tourism tax collections to the respective states, and that's to help boost state-level tourism economies. Throughout the holy month of Ramadan, those in need continue to receive support from caring individuals and organizations to help ease their burdens. In the Titiwangsa parliamentary constituency, 300 Asnaf beneficiaries received aid through the Nur Ramadan program on Thursday. The program is an initiative by Kuala Lumpur City Hall in collaboration with the Federal Territory Islamic Religious Council. Titiwangsa Member of Parliament Datuk Seri Johari Abdul Ghani said the contributions are especially meaningful for those in need as the first of Shawwal approaches.
Setiap kali raya kalau kita boleh bagi semangat kepada orang-orang yang memerlukan, sudah tentu dia boleh menceriakan apa sambutan hari raya yang akan datang dalam masa 2 minggu ni. Jadi sudah tentu memang kita selalu buat program ni khususnya dalam kawasan ini, dan pada kali ini DBKR turun ke kawasan. Ini adalah satu inisiatif yang dibuat oleh DBKR yang bagi saya perlu diteruskan sampai bila-bila lah.
Johari added that close cooperation between local leaders, residents' associations and the City Council is essential to ensure aid reaches those who are truly eligible. This year, each recipient received 200 ringgit and Hari Raya cookies. A total of 1.02 million ringgit has also been allocated for distribution to 5,100 Asnaf and Fakir beneficiaries in the Federal Territory. The police are conducting a thorough probe into an alleged conspiracy to overthrow the government. Inspector General of Police Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid Ismail said a statement has been recorded from an individual with regard to the probe and that several other individuals have been identified and summoned to give their statements. The IGP said the local individual came forward to provide his statement voluntarily on February 26th.
Kita dah dapat beberapa nama-nama. Saya sedang berusaha untuk dapatkan kenyataan-kenyataan daripada mereka yang berkaitan. Jadi kajian ini memerlukan satu tindakan yang menyeluruh dan kita perlu kena pasti isu-isu yang berkaitan dan dia bukan sahaja terlibat di dalam negara tetapi juga di luar negara.
The authorities have already obtained the names of several individuals to be summoned for questioning on allegations that the wife of a former minister conspired with external parties to topple the government. The police are also set to call 3 or 4 more individuals to provide their statements. Last Tuesday, Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim revealed the existence of an attempt to overthrow the government by parties who are also in league with a prominent Zionist group. About 60% of Employee Provident Fund members are projected to reach the basic level of around 390,000 ringgit at the age of 60 by 2030. Second Finance Minister Datuk Sri Amir Hamzah Azizan said this can be achieved if members make consistent contributions and maintain their savings in their retirement accounts. As of 2025, 41.2% or 3.1 million EPF members in the formal sector aged 18 to 55 had reached the basic savings level.
Ini menunjukkan bahawa masih terdapat 4.42 juta atau 58.8% ahli sektor formal warga negara yang masih belum mencapai tahap simpanan minimum yang disasarkan.
Amir Hamzah added that the government, through the EPF, is committed to ensuring that the erosion of basic savings due to early withdrawals can be controlled. He explained that the introduction of the Retirement Income Adequacy Function serves as a guide for members to assess the sufficiency of their retirement savings, helping them evaluate their position before making withdrawal decisions.
What setting Tune Protect apart in the industry through its 2025 growth drivers? What did these financial and operational highlights signal for the future of Tune Protect? How will Tune Protect's strategic priorities redefine its role in a changing market? Zahir Kelvin Ong Abdullah speaks with Tune Protect Group Chief Executive Officer Hao Kim Bian. Only on Money Matters, this Saturday at 4:57 p.m. on TV3 and stream on Tonton.
Bank Negara Malaysia BNM has maintained the overnight policy rate or OPR at 2.75%. The decision was made on Thursday, keeping the benchmark interest rate unchanged since it was last set in July 2025. In a statement, BNM said Malaysia's growth momentum in 2025 is expected to be sustained this year, underpinned by resilient domestic demand. At the current OPR level, the Monetary Policy Committee assesses that the stance remains appropriate and continues to support the economy while maintaining price stability. BNM will continue to monitor ongoing developments and assess the balance of risks surrounding the outlook for growth and inflation. Meanwhile, the conflict in West Asia is expected to have an impact on the global economy, as well as Malaysia. However, Malaysia is facing these challenges from a position of strength, supported by steady domestic growth, moderate inflation, and a resilient financial sector. Kapar shooting incident. Police detain 2 suspects. This and more after this breather.
Untungnya lah kalau aku dapat adik ipar macam kau. Baik, sopan santun.
Tampak indah di mata dunia.
Dia cakap kalau ada antiseri mesti lagi best.
Letak di balik dinding rumah.
Siapa yang just ini?
Mungkin seri. Yes, mungkin seri.
Dan satu rasa yang mengusik batas.
Awak teringin nak makan ni kan? Ada siapa-siapa masuk bilik saya ke? Tak ada. Kenapa puan?
Kerana cinta itu dusta. Setiap Isnin hingga Jumaat 10 malam di Samarinda TV3.
Siapa kata hidup di kampung ni boring? Semua kacang bilau pun boleh jadi manis.
Memang kena ada peraturan ni. Kalau tak hidup kau terbabas.
Yang tengok budak Syafiq tu, dia pandai bab-bab agama ni.
Setiap hari 12 tengah hari.
Biasalah orang muda kan.
Oh, ni lah cucu Tok Wan yang nak jaga Tok Wan tu.
Mata ubi kayu tu, esok-esok lah. Panas ni, puasa.
Hei, tak puasa! Drama bersiri Micro terbaru di TikTok Drama Sangat dan Tonton. Eksklusif di TikTok Drama Sangat dan Tonton.
Menarik DMHI sepanjang minggu, ikhlas dan berniaga, jangan nak fikir untung je.
Hati-hati dengan penjagaan segitiga wajah, jangan picit-picit jerawat kat hidung tapetri, boleh mengundang maut.
Musim-musim perayaan ni awas, jangan main mercun ya.
Ambil tahu tentang risiko kebakaran di rumah.
Rancang belanja anda menjelang raya, jangan sampai poket kering dan kosong.
Isnin hingga Jumaat,
eksklusif ditonton dan TV3.
Api besar sangat. This is why I need makeup yang senang control.
Dah duduk diam, duduk diam.
Bersiap pun berjam.
Duduk diam, ayah rasa. Ayah rasa.
Tak pernah lah nampak you cantik macam ni, babe. Tak pernah. So, you nak cakap selama ni I tak cantik lah?
Raya macam influencer setiap Rabu dan Khamis, eksklusif di TikTok dan IG TV3.
Hidup content creator kan? Not easy.
Welcome back. The Selangor Customs Department has foiled 3 separate attempts to smuggle various goods, including a dumper truck, panel vans, and portable gas stoves, with a total value of 2.72 million ringgit, including duties and taxes. The seizures were carried out during raids in the Port Klang Free Zone under 2 separate special operations, dubbed Ops Terma and Ops Petasan. Selangor Customs Director Muhammad Azhar Ahmad Paharazi said in the first raid on January 7th, officers seized 3 containers carrying 6 used diesel panel vans. The estimated trade value of the vehicles is 690,000 ringgit, with associated duties and taxes of approximately 296,700 ringgit. A second raid on January 14th at the North Port Free Zone led to the seizure of 7 dumper trucks worth 1.1 million ringgit, with total duties and taxes amounting to 472,570 ringgit. In addition to the vehicle seizures, officers also foiled an attempt to smuggle 2,566 portable gas stoves, valued at 170,923 ringgit, including duties. The case is being investigated under the Customs Act 1967 for importing prohibited goods without a valid permit. Also in Selangor, police on Thursday detained 32 foreign nationals, including 3 children, after raiding a palm oil plantation used as a secret hideout. The detainees were believed to be waiting at the location for a boat to transport them out of the country. During the operation, officers discovered the undocumented immigrants at 3:30 a.m. at a plantation along Jalan Semenanjung Bernam 2, Sabak Bernam. Initial investigations revealed that the group, aged between 2 and 52, had been brought from several states by a syndicate to the location to board a vessel to Tanjung Balai, Indonesia. It is believed they paid between 1,500 and 2,000 ringgit for boat fares, in addition to 350 ringgit for car transport. 3 men from the group acted as agents responsible for transporting the foreign nationals. Those detained are being investigated under the Anti-Trafficking in Persons and Anti-Smuggling of Migrants Act, as well as the Immigration Act. Police have detained 2 men following a shooting incident in Kapar on Thursday. State Police Chief Datuk Shazali Kahar said the 2 individuals were a pickup truck driver and an accomplice of another suspected gunman who died at the scene. The incident occurred at 9:51 a.m. and was captured on a closed-circuit television CCTV camera. The footage shows a pickup truck ramming into a motorcycle carrying the gunman and his accomplice. The vehicle then made a U-turn and ran over the gunman, killing him at the scene. According to Shazali, the duo is believed to have fired shots at a worker linked to the driver at Kampung Perepat. Following the shooting, the 49-year-old gave chase to the motorcycle along Jalan Kereta Api Lama. When one of the motorcyclists brandished an object resembling a pistol, the driver rammed the motorcycle, causing both men to fall. Police checks revealed that all the suspects, including the deceased, had criminal records for various offences, including murder, attempted murder, gang robbery, and drug-related crimes. The case is being investigated under the Penal Code for murder. U.S. court orders refunds for tariffs ruled illegal. The details when Nightline returns.
As nak tanya Im. Im kahwin dengan As, nak jadikan As isteri ataupun kilang anak?
Abang, anak kita tu tak sama macam anak orang lain tau.
Apa pun jadi, Im tetap akan utamakan keadaan saya.
Adik cuba goda klien perempuan.
Saya tak pernah cakap pun saya tak percayakan awak.
Yelah, kalau awak percaya, awak tak adalah tinggalkan saya kan?
Ida cuma rahsiakan dengan siapa Ida berurusan.
Khianat yang terpilih, Isnin hingga Jumaat 6.58 petang di Akasia TV3.
Kalau nak kahwin 2 senyum.
Senyum?
Ya. Bobo, kena beli blender baru lah, Bobo ketat.
Bab menghabiskan duit boleh?
Go!
Takkan berbuka cucur je?
Kakarlah cucu bawang je. Banyak lagi menu lain. Kalau nak tahu menu apa, jangan lupa saksikan Jom Berbuka
Sabtu 7.30 malam di TV3.
dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Semua yang kita nampak, semua kita nak beli.
Jangan ikut nafsu membazir di bulan Ramadan.
Lai cikang, air jagung, air bandung.
Aneka air balang hari Selasa.
Bila berbelanja, jangan sampai lupa diri.
Kita akan bincangkan bajet raya Rabu ini.
Penyakit kanser?
Mari kita ketahui punca dan rawatannya.
Yang lama dah tak tegur siapa.
Dan bulan Ramadan pengerat hubungan.
Semuanya di Wanita Hari Ini TV3.
Dan stream sekarang ditonton.
Ayah tak makan rice pun. Ayah eat fruit je. Mami makan lauk semalam. Sekarang ni kita ada nak beli barang sikit sebab Mama dah WhatsApp. Mama kata ada barang yang tak cukup. You fasting or not? Abang ni fasting, right? Yeay! Tadi kita masak. Sekarang ni kita nak buka puasa pula.
Nak tahu kehidupan El dan family? Jangan lupa saksikan Oh Mami di TV3 setiap Sabtu 7 malam dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
The foreign news. A judge at the U.S. Court of International Trade ordered the government to begin refunding billions of dollars in illegal tariffs to importers on Wednesday. Judge Richard Eaton directed U.S. Customs and Border Protection to finalize shipment costs without applying the tariffs and to issue refunds with interest, following last month's Supreme Court ruling striking down the duties. More than 300,000 importers paid over $130 billion under the policy, and customs officials say they may need to review more than 70 million shipments to process the claims. The court will hold another hearing on Friday to assess the government's refund plan. Switching to sports now. The Court of Arbitration for Sport, or CAS, has partially upheld an appeal by 7 footballers sanctioned for falsifying documents in an eligibility case involving the Football Association of Malaysia. The court on Thursday ruled that the players' suspension will apply only to official matches. Following a hearing at CAS headquarters in Lausanne on February 26th, a 3-member panel chaired by Danish arbitrator Lars Hilliger concluded that the offence had been established. The match ban takes effect from March 5th, 2026, with credit given for the period between September 25th, 2025 and January 26th, 2026, when the suspension had already effectively been served. However, the players are allowed to continue training and participate in other football-related activities with their clubs. CAS also ruled that the 1.8 million ringgit fine imposed on FAM was justified and proportionate. The decision released on Thursday is an operative ruling, with the full written award and legal reasoning to be issued at a later date. The case stems from events in 2025 when FAM approached the 7 foreign players about the possibility of obtaining Malaysian citizenship and representing the national team. Our last item, badminton, the All England Championships. For Malaysia, it's a bitter start to the round of 16 as mixed doubles pair Goh Soon Huat Siobhan Lai lost to China's Jiang Zhenbang Wei Yaxin. In the men's doubles, Aaron Tai and Kang Kai-shing also fell to the Chinese pair of Liu Yuchen, Chen Bo-yang. Looking to build on their momentum after beating India's Chirag Shetty and Satwik Sairaj Ranki Reddy in the round of 32, Aaron and Kai-shing started the game well before losing the first set 19-21. The pair then continued to put up a fight in the second set before narrowly being beaten 17-21. Earlier in the mixed doubles, Goh Sun Huat and Siobhan Lai's campaign came to an early end after they were dominated by world number 2 Zhen Bang Wei Yashin 16-21, 18-21. Also shown the exit was Leong Jun Hao. The national men's singles shuttler suffered a straight set 9-21, 13-21 to Japan's Koki Watanabe. And finally, 3 friends in Terengganu are keeping tradition burning bright, handcrafting over 500 bamboo oil lamps to meet soaring demand for Hari Raya. By sourcing specialty bamboo locally, they're reviving the warm nostalgia of the Malam Tujuh Likur, proving that the traditional pelita remains the true heart of the festive spirit. That's it from Nightline. We'll leave you now with these images of the glowing traditions of Kemaman. I'm Liyana Hassanel. Thank you for watching, and to our Muslim viewers, Selamat Bersahur.